SQL, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's.
How are you? By the way, how are you, Logan?
Yeah, it's fine. Yesterday I was having some work, so extended the night completely the previous day. So just got figured up. Nothing else. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for asking. Vijay, click on new query in the top. Can you see new query?
Yeah.
Click on that. And type create database. Create database. Just give it database name as training. And click on execute. Yes. Next, choose. Okay. I said right. I think you have to open the SQL in an administrator.
Okay.
Can you close the SQL and click on no? That should be fine. You can do that.
Are we actually an SQL administrator, or is this out in?
Because see, when he was installing the SQL, he was having an administrator role. That means when the database gives a permission to the particular user allow to create and perform the activity. So let's give a try on this. So it should work fine. Run as administrator. Yeah. Did you click on that?
Yeah.
Let it get opened. Wait for a while. What happened? Is it opened?
No, it's still.
Okay. So now try creating the same thing. Create database training. Execute.
Yes.
Okay, so good enough. Now clear that and type use training. That means so we have created the database. So we are opening the particular database. So because we're gonna perform a certain table creation and other things. So it should be affected only the database which is active. So we are making sure training is active. So on the left side top, can you see master? So don't touch anything. Click on execute. Now the master will be turned to be training. So defaultly, master will be the default database. Okay. So now we are active in the training. So now clear the, come to the next line and type create table. Space test. Okay. So give a circle brace. So let's create two column. Okay. So name, it's a header, capital N, name, space, varchar, VARCHAR. So varchar is one of the data type in SQL. We use it for string values. So give a circle brace once again and type 100. That means you have a limit of 100 characters for the name column. Okay. Comma, ID, space, integer. So integer number values. So one of the data type in SQL. Okay. Integer, close the circle brace. Now click on execute. So now our table has been created. Okay. So before the create table, give 2 hyphens. Before create table, 2 hyphen. That's colon. 2 hyphen. That's semicolon. In the next line,
Okay.
2 hyphens. Yes. Yeah. So the next line, type insert into test space values, circle start and end. So it is the first one is a string. So here we have to use 2 single quotes. So in between the circle brace, give 2 single quotes and type a name there. So after the single quote, give a comma and give a number value. So same way, copy the line and place it in the next 5 times and set different values in each one. Next line. So paste it 5 times and change the values once after that. So insert will be helping you to set the values to the data table. So once everything is done, then click on execute. Okay, so now give 2 hyphens in the beginning of all insert.
All inserts, right?
Yes. Because if you do once again, then it'll be creating duplicates. So come to the next line and type select asterisk from test and execute. So you got the column that we created and the values that we inserted. Okay, same thing. We're gonna access it from the UI path. Come to UI path. So create a new sequence, name it as database SQL. So go to activities, scroll up, go to app integration. Okay, it is not there. Go to manage packages. In the top, can you see manage packages? Yes. So go to all packages and type database. Yeah, the second one. Click on install and save. So since I've already taken you through, so I'm gonna show you the syntax, how to get connected. Okay. So you can practice on the same. Okay, so now expand app integration. Drag and drop connect. Okay, click on configure connection. Connection wizard. SQL server, third one. Click OK. So usually it will be, if it is a different machine, it will be the machine name, which we call it as server name or host name. Since it is your local machine, you can type localhost. Okay, so now click on the select enter a database name is there, right? In the bottom, click on the drop down. Okay, click on refresh in the top. Click on the refresh and then try once again. Yeah, try now. Okay. Click cancel and test from do it from the beginning once again. Give dot instead of localhost, type dot, just dot. Now try, or just type training directly. Fine. Training. Click on test connection. Connection cannot be tested, cannot test whether the database doesn't exist or it is not visible to the specified user. So it should be coming. Maybe you can close and open the UI path, or go to the SQL, close the SQL.
Shall I exit?
Yeah, exit it. Okay, try once again. Let's see that, because sometimes it takes some time to get reflected. So maybe that's the reason. Try once again in the UiPath Studio. Delete the activity, drag and drop once again and try it. Do one thing. If you can give your machine name, wait for it. Let it get loaded up. You have given SQL also to open, right? Let it get open. You can't click on the drop down. If your machine is being connected to multiple machines, then you can click on drop down. So you will be getting the machine details over there. If your machine is a server, since it is a local machine or a specific to VM, So we don't get those drop downs. I think you have to give the full name. Can you open the SQL run administrator? Yeah.
This is my society.
Okay, copy the name, server name, which has been given, right? Copy that. Yeah, come back here. Yes, paste it over there in the server name. So now use SQL authentication. Give the username and password. No, the username, you can see that in the, come back to SQL server. So STRS, can you see, right? Wait, Vijay.
Yeah, this one.
From the authentication, click on, can you see authentication? It's a drop down, choose SQL Server authentication. So from the login, yeah, it was mentioned as strsi2 / administrator. / administrator. The password is the one which you set during the installation time. You set the password, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why it's showing an error. Leave this one. Let's give a try with something else. Cancel this. Okay. Click on connect. The left side, can you see a computer icon next to that? Yes. Click on that. Click on connect. Okay. So expand database in the left side. Expand system databases. Okay. So we are getting only this. So you should be able to get that one also. I'm not sure why it is not populated here. Expand master. So expand tables under master. Let's try with those. Expand that. So we have certain tables, right? Let's try to populate those things. Okay. From the drop down, choose master. Come back to UiPath. So from the drop down, choose no. Choose Windows authentication. Now click on the drop down, choose master, test connection. If you got succeeded message, click OK. Click OK. So drag and drop execute query. Okay, so first in the connect, right, create a variable. So create a variable name as con, C-O-N. So in the execute query, give that as an input. The existing connection, you can see, right? Existing connection. Yes, type con there. So now in the SQL query, right, in between double quotes, type select star from. Now come back to SQL. Just give any of the name, SPT underscore monitor. Try that. SPT underscore monitor. Create a variable in the right side so that the results of the SPT monitor will be stored there. It's a data table. So control K and then type DT result. So in the left side for do one thing. So drag and drop disconnect and declare the variable name in the right side and then set a breakpoint to disconnect. Okay, so now set a breakpoint there, right click, disconnect, set a breakpoint, sorry, toggle breakpoint, and then run the program. So on the left side, can you see the table? Expand it, click on the edit symbol, the right side. Yeah. No, next to the table, next to the data table. Above that. So it has only one record. Okay. So now come back to the SQL. Right click the table and right click SPT monitor. Last one. Okay, select 200 rows. Yeah, select top 10,000 rows also. So the same information is populated over there. So when you say top 10 means it has to have the records. Then from out of, if suppose 10,000 records is there, out of 10,000, whatever the best sort, the recent values around, you will be getting some output for that. Clear? So you can compare this value same with the ones which we got the output as UiPath Studio. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So you can try out the same, but check for the access, Vijay. So if you get the access, then I think you can perform the other activities like modifying or uploading the table values to the database. Okay.
But in my local machine,
No, it's not about local machine. So you need to have the permission. So previously you were able to not able to log in. After that, we open as an administrator, we were able to log in. Okay. That issue it is. Nothing else. Or you have to open the SQL from administrator and give a permission to the user that you have to be creating that. And then giving the permission will help you to perform other activities. I think even if there is any duplicate of databases, because sometimes we have this issue, the people would have been in the runtime back, something would have been installed related to SQL. So that version is considered as first, the other one as second. The first one will be given as the first priority. Maybe that reason it might be not reflecting the new one in the new one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I worked with the service desk a little bit yesterday. I'm still having the same issue too. So I'll talk to them today, VJ, and see if I can get it figured out.
Sure. So once I think you can resolve, then I think you can perform the other set of activities like inserting the query. It's the same syntax. You can try with that. Okay. So now I think stop the process. Okay. So where were we yesterday? Click on programming activities. So data table we completed,
Right.
collapse data.
Just done.
So did you guys try with the joins that we discussed yesterday? I think I asked you guys just practice on that. Any doubts from that?
No.
I did not practice joins.
Okay, practice on and let me know if there is any doubts. Okay. So okay. So where were we? Go to programming activities. I mean here. So scroll down. I think we were going through debug yesterday. Okay. So I think in variables I've taken you through generic value, right? A data type which accepts 4 kinds of values: number, string, datetime, and boolean. Okay. So since it is carrying number values most, okay. So in order to format the value present in the generic value, we use this generic value in the bottom below. Can you see expand generic value? Generic value.
So,
Yeah, expand that. So format value is there, right? So drag and drop it. So this will be working only for the variable containing the data type of generic value. It works. So basically what we do is we're gonna give the variable containing generic data type here and then click on set format. Click on set format. So here, if you are storing a number, so in which way it has to be stored? Suppose I'm storing a currency value. Okay, so click on the drop down. So click on currency. Okay. So here I can define that after the decimal 2 points and the decimal separator has to be dot. If some countries they use comma, if you want, you can use the comma and change the same separator as dot. So it'll be vice versa. Like we use dots, they use commas. So instead of commas, they will be using dots. Okay, so those kind of format changes, you can do it up here. Okay, so cancel this, go to variables. Go to variables. Okay, in the generic value, create variable, right? Type gen input. Clear everything, variable one, everything. Type gen input without spaces. Variable names cannot have spaces, starts with number, starts with special character. So just remember this, okay? So now go to variable type, drop down, and go to browse for types and type generic value without space. Generic, okay, without space. Can you see generic value? Click on that. And okay. So now the variable is created. Now click on variables to get collapsed. Now drag and drop a assign activity above the format value. Drag and drop assign activity above the format value. And below the assign activity, drag and drop a right line, and below the format value, drag and drop a right line. drag and drop a right line below assign and below format values, so that once the format is changed, we need to know how the value is getting printed. So in the first assign activity, in the left side, type in generic input. No, I said generic input, just a variable name. In the right side, type a number value. Okay, so in the right line, just give gen input dot to string. Dot to string. So in the same right line also do the same thing. Gen input dot to string. So we're going to see the difference. So before formatting, how the value looks, and after the format, how the value looks. Okay, so now in the value is there, right? Format value. So in the value, just declare the variable name. Declare the variable name. I didn't say create a variable name. Declare the variable name. Click escape. Now declare the variable. Click on set format. So click OK. So let it be the number decimal. So click on the first assign activity. Right click. Yes, right click. Run from this activity. Click on continue and then monitor on output. You find the difference, right? So how the 10 was earlier looks like, and after the format, how it is looking like. Okay. So same thing, you can change the format to currency. Now go back. Generic value, gen input. Okay. So from the dropdown, choose currency. And here you have the symbol option. So there you can see dollar, currency, rupee, everything will be there. Choose one from that and click OK. And once again, right click assign activity, run from this activity. Click on continue. Okay. So in this way, same way you can format the numbers in number as well as date and time. Both can be manipulated. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So then we can move on for the next one. Now collapse the output. So next what we're gonna do is, presently we are working on one workflow type. That means sequence alone. So whatever the container you're seeing is we were able to see only for workflow sequence. There are other two types are there, which is nothing but flowchart and state machine. Okay. So Vijay, can you open a browser? So in browser type sequence space UiPath space docs. Yeah, click on the first link. So just go through. So you can see the definition. Sequence are small type of project. They are suitable to linear process, and as they enable you to go from one activity to another seamlessly. That means it goes in the sequential order, even though we use conditions, loops, whatever it goes in the straight way. There is no deviation out of it. Okay. So one of the key feature is this can be used in that means reuse time and again, and standalone automation as a part of state machine flowchart. So I can use the same sequence in the flowchart as well as state machine. Okay. So they've given an example below. Just try exactly the same. So you should be able to get the output for that. Okay. So just take it as an assessment of this one. So they've given the steps, as well as in the end, they have also given an example download, which you can give a try. Okay. Scroll on to the end, click on the flowchart. So flowchart will be completely different from sequence. So what drawback we have it in the sequence, it's been covered up in the flowchart. That means, what do you say, tree branch to view, it can go with the same results. You can connect back to 6 to 7 kind of thing. Okay. So here you can see flowcharts can be used for a variety of things, from large jobs to small projects that you can reuse in after projects. The most important aspect of flowchart is, unlike than sequence, those present multiple branching logic operations that enable you to create a complex process and connect activities in multiple ways. Okay, so scroll down. They have given a picture of the flowchart, so you should be able to get a picture. I'll explain the process what they have developed. So, okay, stop here. So what they have developed here is they're taking a value. Click on the picture, Vijay. So they are taking a value, okay, from the user. Can you see
Yes.
input dial? Okay. So before that, they are generating a random number. So they are doing for 1 to 1000. So you can consider 1 to 10. That should be fine. Okay. So now what happens? They take the user input and the random generated number and the user guessed value both has to be same. If it is okay, then it directly go to the end part here. And it says, congratulations, your values are correct. So if it is a failed, it comes here. It verifies whether the value entered by the user is greater than the random generated number or less than the random generated number. Both on that, this is decided. So what does this is? It gives a message that the try for a bigger value, try for a smaller value, and then connect back to the program. And then it comes out and it'll go for input required. And then it will be going to the end. Clear?
Yes.
So just go through it as of now. They've given the example also. Don't get confused on it. So where you can find the flowchart is in the left side top in the UI path. If you click on new along with sequence, you can see two more. One is flowchart, another one is state machine. So as of now, go through the flowchart alone. For state machine, it's a bit complicated. I'll take you through that one. Any doubts?
No, we can go through it.
Yes, because this is based on the process. We have to make the decision on it, which one to choose appropriate. So for that purpose, you can choose this one. And you can place a sequence inside the flowchart or flowchart inside the sequence. Both are applicable. Okay, choose it wisely. So main thing is about the logic. So if your logic thinks that it works, then you can choose it up. Okay. So any doubts, or we can discuss about any other issues? So far, whatever the activities we've seen, any doubts from that, from anyone?
No.
It's very clear. So, so you can download the example and see that one. That should be fine. Very good. So they have given an example for sequence as well as flowchart. Both you can give a try. And if you don't get it, let me know so we can do it together. So don't leave the topic as it is. Okay. Any doubts from you, Vijay?
No.
Okay, so because why I've taken this topic now, because once we completing this, we will be stepping into system. So system will be completed faster. So next we will be stepping into the application part. That means working with Windows and browser application. During that time, it need not be a confusion for you for that reason. Okay. So just go through it and let me know if you have any doubts on that. If there is no doubts, I'll take you through the state machine. If there is doubts, then I'll take you through flowchart and then I'll step into the state machine. Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, I'm giving the time so that you can practice on, because these small things will come up in the bigger project. So the final, when we working on the project, this activities, whatever you use now, will be utilized there. So if you don't know about this now, it'll be a difficult part during that time. So then and there, practice on so that clarify your doubts at the same time. So when you practice on, you will remember the activities, which will be easy for you to add that particular activity and then continue with the flow. If not, then you have to scratch your head what activity to be used at the next step. Okay, so try to get at least spend at least 1 hour of time to get practiced on the things whatever we have gone through so far. So any doubts, we can start having it so that it will be clear then and there. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, Logan.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Edward. Thanks,
Hey,
Vijay, and thank you, everyone.
hey, do you want to discuss anything about CPQ with Logan?
The only thing I reached out to Padma and Sujit, and they're supposed to be working out a couple of the recordings and the information you were asking for, Logan. So hopefully I'll get that today or tomorrow.
Sure. We can have it on Saturday also. We can have a call on Saturday.
Okay. I'll reach out to him again and push him to get that information for us.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Logan.
Thanks, Edward. Bye, Vijay.
Thank
Bye.
you.